first time. They've got it 1st and goal at the 6. Now a handoff looking right. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. And a short return to the 6-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
That's right now.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big first down to get away from the end zone. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Gun.
Now a first down throw for Newton. He'll rifle this one deep right into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to find Deshaun Jackson that time. And it's 2nd down. I hate to sound really negative, but at this point, an incomplete pass, almost a moral victory that it's not picked off.
Well, you may hate to sound negative, but that was negative.
It was very negative, I know, but all these first-half interceptions, it's been tough to watch.
Yeah, couldn't find a silver lining in this one, much more like lead.
Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Now Wentz on 3rd down. And my goodness, another interception. T.J. Green with a pick, and he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing it.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
Yeah, baby. Boom.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Right back to him on first down. And he'll get this up to about the 40. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Here we go. 20.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And incomplete here on 3rd down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something
Heads up.
to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now the rookie from Notre Dame, it's Josh Adams. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Down the man inside. Down the man.
Shotgun now for Wentz. Jackson's got it over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Wentz now just 6 of 16 through the air, but he does have a 1st and 10 here. Now a play fake. Wentz. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And now here is another interception. T.J. Green with a pick. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying. Trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
with the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. On first down, Newton. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Now they'll run it on the toss. And now running right through it. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Going to give this time to the tailback. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play, as we'll get a timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. On third down, Newton. Got his target, Samuel. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. No move for the field goal unit. They're going to go here with 5 seconds left.
Set.
A final shot before the break. Newton. This will be caught at about the 5. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel. Yeah, pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away, because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And some space. And a loose football. But fortunately, a Panther was able to get on this, so Carolina keeps the ball.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Steps away to his, and he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Brandon Graham in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out if that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. handoff. This is Howard. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Wentz to throw on second down. Over the middle, complete. It's Jackson. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. It's a big play there for the Eagles. 51 yards. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Throwing is Wentz. And that's incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Howard all alone in the backfield on second and goal. Try to punch it in with Howard. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Jordan Howard, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Eagles have cut it back within a score. And it's no good. Oh, he misses the extra point. And our score stays right where it is. Elliott now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They stay on the ground. This is Marshall again. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And here's Marshall. They'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Now Wentz on the bootleg. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
Sunday.
They fake the give. Now Wentz. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. The Eagles on third down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
Go. Lady. Hey, Lou.
Now Wentz. This is caught by Jackson. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That, I believe, will put him over 100 yards receiving for the game. Yes, it will. And he's got a first down to boot. Back to the NFL scoreboard for his third quarter in Indy. And scoring yet again. The Colts extend that lead. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. Wentz now on first down. Flush to his right. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Run.
On second down, here's Wentz. Flushed out right. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Jackson. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the fourth quarter. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
They run with Howard. Not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40. You gave the stat early on that he's one of just 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards last year, and then you said they needed to bottle him up for under 100 yards. He's way under 100 yards.
Bottom line, he's had virtually no success whatsoever.
And because of that, among a couple other reasons, they're down on the scoreboard. From the gun, it's Wentz. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
The Eagles on third down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8.
Here we go. 180.
Wentz going to throw. They'll set up the screen to Howard. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Now a handoff here to his running back. Finding room to the 20. Touchdown, Carolina! Keith Marshall, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Panthers add on to their lead. Well, a lot of things have to go right for an option pitch to be successful. Everything lined up there on the long run.
It does, because you have to make the proper read. It doesn't matter what guy you've decided is going to be read on the defensive front. You still have to execute it. If he comes to the quarterback, you saw there, pitch it out to the running back, and off he goes. A lot of teams don't like to run the option because they don't like having their quarterback hit.
Gano out to kick this one away. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And in retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you try one that long? You hurt yourself in field position. The ball comes out, there. That only helps the other team. But I look at it as maybe it was a double shot of confidence. Confident the kicker could make it. And even if he missed, confident in their defense that they could hold him.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Wentz. He's got him in. Complete. And out across midfield down to the 45. Give him 30 yards there. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. To throw, it's Wentz. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll get nothing out of that one. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Working from the gun, Wentz. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this is caught inside the 15. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Howard. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. On the tackle that time, Bruce Irvin. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Again, it's Howard. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The Eagles on third down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. The Eagles on third down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Wentz now to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And this is going to be incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
And the kick by Elliott is good. And they're hanging around here as the lead's down to 12. So he missed his first attempt, remember, but this time he gets back on the bike and knocks it home.
Yeah, and sometimes that first one can really impact you moving forward. It can just stay with you too long and affect everything else you do during the game. In this case, though, able to shake it off. He's riding high again.
So they touched it before it went 10, and that's obviously not going to help their comeback bid here in the fourth.
No, not at all, and they're trying to get something going after one there, but you've got to give yourself a chance. Let it go 10 before you touch it.
Katie.
Newton's going to throw it. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he coughed it up. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Well, that's one of those mistakes. That's a fumble that when they get to the sidelines, I know you're mad, Coach, but look, we've still got this locked down. But that's not necessarily true, is it?
No, their hopes are slim, but you just hate to give them any hope. You could have sealed it right there.
Yeah, could have finished them off and taken away all hope, as we like to say.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off around the 41, and he'll bring this one back to the 29. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Following the fumble recovery, Newton. His throw caught right around the 6. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A very solid gain of 27. From the gun, here's Newton. Flush to his right. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, You'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Throwing here, Newton. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Panthers use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone can stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that's leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Gano out to kick this one away. This will be taken very short. And he is out of bounds here on the return. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Second and 6, just inside the 30. Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time. 3rd down here. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Switch 5-2.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Running with Howard. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here.
When you're 30,000 feet up, what you think of? Oh, I hated knowing that my thoughts would turn to dream, cause I never knew I'd get my chance to link up. Oh, I tell you all of this unusual to me. Swear I came from the bottom, flappers living, walking dead on. Put your favorite rapper's name up on the headstone. Big for the cheese and you're dead wrong. Propaganda set the standards in the tear down.
Throw it back, yeah, I'm born. It's talking, it's hustling me where I'm at. I'm living how I won't. No reasonable doubt, it's clear to see. All eyes on me, 400 degrees. Who am I? Ruthless, easy, does it. In public, hated or love it. The underdogs with liquor swabs. It was written in my diary to start a war. I'm feeling infamous, immortal with my technique. A revolutionary shining with diamond teeth. Young Don Cartagena, excuse my demeanor. This the glamour life, you still not a player. You ain't half as nice. I'm born again, life after death. I made the sacrifice, I'm super duper fly. Juicy, keep them hypnotized. I said my name is Juice, America's most. Ain't no half stepping, see you at the crossroads.
Money over on my headstone. Here lies young, getting paid, but never take a loss on my headstone. Only take a when I'm dead. I be gang 3 times on my headstone. Been from the cradle to the grave. Now your favorite rapper name on the headstone. Too late, you already dead. It was written in the children's story. Their life's up, so what you want? Every day I struggle with it. Only God could jump me slipping. I'm infinitely big through the genesis. Dead presidents, drop a gem on them. On earth, these the last days. Throw your get money, quiet storm, have it stars. For the cream, renegade. For the money, only green is the. I'm a player on the late night tips. So these see the prototype. Fingertips, reservoir dog, check the skull. Ignorant, can I live? Still film it, kiss to death, friend, protect your neck. 3 boys in the Cadillac, grave digger, kiss to death, friend, protect your neck. Shame on the 3 boys in the Cadillac, grave digger. Money over on my headstone. Here lies young, getting paid, but never take a loss on my headstone. Only take a when I'm dead. I be gang 3 times on my headstone. Been from the cradle to the grave. Now your favorite rapper name on the headstone. Too late, you already dead. Right now I'm on the edge, so don't push me. Troublesome to 9 to 6. You a shook one, Reeves and know the ledge. I'm your, what's that? I smell. Let me count my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, run. Hi, my name is Dirk Cobain. Like a, here I go to the next episode. Ain't no damn this explosive Beast Coast. Yeah, the mother ride or die for my strictly for my survival of the fittest.